So I want to tell you a story. It's a story that began thousands of years ago and continues to this day. It's a vibrant, ever-changing tapestry of which we are all a part, recording the rhythm of our people's beating heart. A living story. It's a story about a people and a faith, about the all-enduring drive for perseverance in the face of incredible adversity, about our values, to strive for excellence, to seek opportunity, to stay curious and question the world around us, to speak our mind while listening to others, and yes, even to occasionally argue and agree to disagree, to do right by others, by ourselves, and by the generations that will follow us, to cherish our past, rejoice in our present, and look with wonderment into our future. It's a story about our people, banished from their land so many times, yet always finding their way back, about the men and women who made their home in proud walls of Jerusalem stone, fulfilling the ancient promise to make this land a house of traditions and change, of challenge and achievement, of laughter and tears alike. A story told in so many ways and so many languages, an orchestra of voices, each telling unique stories of their own, mingling and mixing and throwing one another into sharp relief, sounding strong with our shared belief, our memory, aspirations, yearning and hope. Stories like yours and yours and yours. Young Jews who've come to Israel to learn and celebrate our heritage, our present, and our future. It's your birthright in the Holy Land. Come to discover your own voice in the story of the Jewish people. It's our shared story of a people coming home. We are here, and we are all a part of that story. And your chapter starts now.
Once upon a younger year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Hey, when face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild life will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. Everybody! My father told me, fly, 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 que la vida fly. Hey, 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 fly, 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 que la vida fly. Taglit, are you ready to sing with us? Fly! Fly, 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 how desire fly. When thunderclouds stop pouring down, light a fire they can't put out, carve your name into those shining stars. He said, don't venture far beyond the shores, don't forsake this life of yours, I'll guide you home no matter where you are.
One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild life will live for younger days.
Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that
this evening, Michael Harpal. Good evening, Happy New Year, and welcome to the 2019 Taglit-Birthright Israel mega event right here in Yerushalayim, the eternal capital of our people. Now, before we get to it, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Israel, who happens to be in Brazil right now, could not be here, but he wanted to share a few words with us. So if you would, please, take a look at this.
Welcome to all Taglit members. This is a great event. This week will change your life. I want you to do three things. First, I want you to see for yourself. See the miracle that the state of Israel has become. See the miracle of our return to our land and our rebuilding of our national life. See for yourself. Second, I want you to come back. I want you to come back. If you believe as I do that this land is your land, then consider coming here permanently. Third, when you go back to your respective countries, always remember this is your country too. And no matter what you decide, I want you to tell your friends what you've seen here. I want you to use Snapchat, Instagram, all the social media available to you, plenty of it is. I want you to spread the truth about Israel. That's enough. 3 missions, but they're really important. Good luck. Oh, fourth thing, enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for your words. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're also honored to have some very special guests who are here with us in the audience. The visionary of Taglit-Birthright Israel, Dr. Yossi Balin, is here with his wife, Mrs. Daniela Balin. The chairman of the Israel Board of Donors, Mr. Meir Shamir and Professor Adina Shamir. Mr. Leon Kopfler, Mr. Ziv Aviram, and of course, the international CEO of Taglit-Birthright Israel himself, Mr. Gidi Mark. Now, I know that everybody in here really wants to get Gidi up on this stage, because he really doesn't do this very often. So, if you would please, let's give it up for our international CEO of Taglit-Birthright Israel, Mr. Gidi Mark.
Good evening, Taglit-Birthright Israel. I'm thrilled to see so many of you here tonight. We have here with us participants from many countries. We have participants from Argentina. I don't hear you. We have participants from Argentina. And we have participants from Canada. Germany, where are you? Mexico? France? The United Kingdom? Are there participants from the USA? And now I would like to hear you, because we are going to welcome our participants and soldiers from Israel. I'm especially excited to be here tonight. We are now completing the 18th high year of Taglit-Birthright Israel. 2018 was the biggest year since we began this amazing project, with no less than 55,000 participants. 55,000 participants. This was not only the biggest year, it was also the most diverse since our inception. We have new age groups. We have a possibility to extend your trip through Birthright Israel Plus. We have hundreds of interest-based groups, and we have, right now, we are in the midst of planning the first ever reunion for alumni of Birthright Israel this coming summer in Tel Aviv, in Israel. So you all can sign up for that. This trip is a brainchild of very, very few visionaries, the first of whom we will be lucky enough to hear here tonight. The dream of a trip to Israel for all young Jewish adults became the largest, most successful educational program in the Jewish world today. We are getting close to 700,000 participants who have enjoyed until today the Birthright Israel gift. People like yourselves, 700,000. I encourage each and every one of you to seize this opportunity to the maximum. Use it for introspection, for making new friends, and for gaining new experiences. When you get home, I want you to share this with your friends and family. Always remember that Birthright Israel is your family, and regardless where you live, Israel is your home. I would like to personally thank all those people who make it happen. Our generous donors, and on a personal note, I would like to thank my friend Meir Shamir, who established the board of donors here in Israel. Thank you very much, Meir, and thank you all the donors. I would like to thank the members of Knesset who are here. Member of Knesset, Yehuda Taglit. Thank you very much for being with us. I would like to thank the very talented and dedicated staff of Taglit-Birthright Israel. Give them a hand. I would like to thank all the trip organizers that are here with us tonight. I would like to thank your staff, your tour educators. Give them a hand, please. And now, it is my esteemed honor to welcome the visionary of Taglit-Birthright Israel. The visionary who came up with the bold idea to offer a gift of a free trip to Israel to people like yourselves. He thought about giving the gift for all young Jews around the world. And I believe that even in his wildest dreams, he never envisioned that by today, after 18 years of operation, this number will reach the record of 700,000 participants like yourself. Please welcome the former Minister of Justice, the former Deputy of Foreign Affairs of Israel, the current Israeli Chairman of Hillel, Dr. Yossi Beilin.
Thank you, and thank you very much for coming. You know, Gidi was so nice to me because 24 years ago, he was with me in the car after visiting some of our potential donors for Taglit-Birthright. The title was not still around. We didn't know anything about Taglit-Birthright, but we talked about such a visit. And the meeting was very, I would say, unsuccessful. And when we rode back, and Gidi was then a young diplomat in New York, in the consulate, the Israeli consulate in New York, he said to me, Yossi, you know what? If we succeed, and if it is becoming a real project, I would like to be part of it. He didn't speak about managing it. And you know, you can imagine then it was so far-fetched, it was so far from reality, that it was almost a joke between him and himself and myself. And as you can understand, when you speak about 700,000 people, it is becoming a real project. And Gidi is managing it. And I think that without him, it would have been much less successful. You know, I can imagine that for you, Taglit-Birthright is part of the establishment. It is almost obvious that at a certain age, when you're a student, if you are Jewish, you have the right to come and you visit, and you have your own impressions and your own critique. But you should know, it was an uphill battle because the whole establishment, the whole Jewish establishment, which is a wonderful establishment, but still an establishment, was up in arms against us. Mainly because the argument was, why should you finance visits of people who can afford it to buy a ticket and come to Israel when you have poor people in your own towns and cities? I remember defending, it was not me. I remember defending the idea of free visits to Israel in the Knesset, and I was the only one there. Right and left said, it's a stupid idea. It won't work. And even if you get the money after 2-3 years, it will not continue. It's not sustainable. And then what? All the other programs to bring people to youngsters to Israel will die in the meantime. They were wrong. And we succeeded. And the whole idea, you know, people are saying or asking, what is it exactly? What is the idea behind Taglit? You know, some of us are still around to tell the story. And I can tell you, Taglit is about Jewish continuity. For me, Israel, in that respect, is a platform. It is a meeting point. It is not a goal in itself. For me, the buses are more important than Masada. I want you to talk to each other, to know each other, to speak frankly to each other, to meet the Israeli youngsters, more or less in your age. And the meetings there are the most important thing. There is no hidden agenda. We cannot demand that you will become the ambassadors of Israel, the advocates of the policies of our governments, not even to make Aliyah. The real goal is a family reunion. And you, more or less as the Prime Minister, who is my political adversary but is a friend, told you, if you visit again, it's fine. If you keep contact with your friends and colleagues, those who you met during this visit, it's excellent. If you would like to come back and to study in Israel, it's great. And if you would like to live here, look, it couldn't be better. And still, the most important thing is to upgrade your commitment to our family. And I don't have to tell you, you already know. Families are sometimes a burden. You know, these aunts and their questions. And you say, when they ask you what's going on with you, and you have the unbelievable answer. In Hebrew, Hakol Beseder. And not in Hebrew, it is okay. But if we don't meet, if we don't talk to each other, this family may weaken. And the family, although being obvious, is the safe haven. We have a very unique family. You can be proud of it. Not every family makes you proud, regretfully. There is a crisis between Israel and the diaspora, especially between Israel and the United States Jewry today. We cannot ignore it. We should not ignore it. We should not avoid the family disputes. They are very serious. And what we have to do together is to define and redefine ourselves and our membership in the Jewish world. It's a new world. And in this new world, the definition of a Jew is not exactly the old definition. And definition of a Jew in the United States is not necessarily the definition of a Jew here in Israel. I hope that you are aware of it. And it is very important to discuss it, because if we want to be a family, both sides have to compromise to find solution and not to run away from a real dispute. You know, it's very difficult for me to know about your impressions. We have our surveys. We get information through the surveys. We get testimonials. But we know one thing. This visit, although being a very short one, has its impact. It's very difficult, for whatever reason, to forget it. People in their 40s who are the veterans of Birthright are still having the memories of what happened 20 years ago or 19 years ago, to be accurate. And what I can tell you is the following thing. I don't know whether it is your first visit in Israel. For most of you, apparently it is. For some of you, it is second and the third, and some of you are frequent flyers to Israel, but not in a Taglit visit before. What I want to tell you is that this visit is your last visit as tourists. Next visit, you are coming to us as our real partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Balin, for your inspiring words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the chairman of the Israeli Board of Donors, Mr. Meir Shamir, to say a few words to us.
I think these participants and soldiers want to see the show and not me, so I will be very short. First of all, good evening, everybody. I am very happy to be here tonight with all of you, the participants, the soldiers, the great management and staff of Taglit, Gidi, Ada, and all the staff, and our donors from Israel. Actually, I am standing here on this stage and represent the donors from Israel. We took upon ourselves about 7 years ago to sponsor the cost of the soldiers in this program, in this great program. It's about $3 million per year. I want to thank you, donors, great donors, for everything you are doing for this program. Ziv, Leon, all the rest. I want especially to thank Ziv Aviram, co-founder of Mobileye and Orcam. Not because he is one of our greatest donors in Israel, but because he decided to celebrate his birthday today with us. Mazal Tov, Ziv. Happy birthday. I want to say a few words to you, the participants from all over the world. You had a chance during the last few days to see our tiny country, beautiful but tiny country, surrounded by sea in one side and 5 Arab states in the other side. And you had the chance to meet our amazing soldiers. The soldiers of IDF, and IDF means Israel Defense Forces, not Israel Attack Forces, Israel Defense Forces. We need from time to time to fight in order to protect our country, but we don't like to do it. We pray for peace every morning, for us and for our neighbors. It's my first time on this stage. Yes, we have in Israel, as I believe, the strongest army in the Middle East. We have in Israel the best economic situation in this region, but it's not enough. In order to protect our country, we need a lot of support from the public opinion all over the world. And we need you to go back after this trip to your homeland and to tell your families, to tell your neighbors, to tell your friends the real story about Israel. We need this to protect our country. I wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you, Mr. Shamir, for your words. You know, Mr. Shamir mentioned birthdays. Statistically speaking, it turns out that... מה העניינים, אסף? הכל בסדר? אסף, תגיד שלום. בלי להגיד שלום. Statistically speaking, January 1st is the second most popular birthday of the year. So I'm sure we have, is there anybody here who's celebrating a birthday? Anybody celebrating a birthday? House lights for 1 second. Where are the house lights? Who's celebrating a birthday? See? There we go. All right. There we go. So we just want to wish you all a happy birthday, and like Mr. Shamir said, we wanted to wish also you, Mr. Abiram, a very happy and healthy birthday. Thank you very much for all that you do. Congratulations, Mazal Tov to all of you. There's a thing that is so wonderful about all of us being here tonight, together under one roof, is that we each have our own identity, our own story, yet our birthright and our common history is truly what binds us all together. Now, from up here, I can see a sea of faces, but if I focus in on each and every one of you, I can see that each one is unique. Keep that in mind when I bring to you Israeli rapper Kenda.
Hi, my name is. Leave your story. Hi, my name is.
Juana Camuy,
My name is. Hi, my name is.
Alexandra Pankratova,
Lawrence Krugler. I'm Ramiz.
Hi, my name is.
Horenstein, Liron,
Yalla Taglit. Alright, check it. I need your attention now, so check it. From all around the globe we hear it, so cool you could make it. Now take it from me as a local, we expect you to be vocal and loud. You didn't come here just to sit in the crowd. From all those different places, with all different colors, cultures, languages, how is their life goes. So yeah, each has his own swag, his own story, and he may express opinions, no regrets or feeling sorry. As they say, the Torah has 70 faces, so get to know the others, but remember where your base is. We're all together now, time to shout or talk or laugh, just make sure you bring one thing, yourself.
I'm 18 years old.
I'm 21 years old,
25 years old. I'm 19 years old from Wayne, New Jersey.
I'm 20,
From Buenos Aires, Argentina. Düsseldorf.
from Buenos Aires, from Chicago, Illinois,
Brooklyn, New York.
Israel, Kiratono. I studied business administration.
I train a junior team in basketball.
I am working as a foreign language secretary.
I study philosophy at the University of Buenos Aires.
I'm a madrich in Taglit.
I'm a training surgeon in the IDF. I'm a student at the University of Alabama.
Been over 5,000 years since Adam and Eve stood tall through it all, Jerusalem to Tel Aviv. Now we're never gonna leave, and we carry on tradition, faith, knowledge, and a little chutzpah is the ammunition for memories of my grandma passing the legacy on, and stories about our joint past that still lives on to the nation that we are today. Old with the new, east with the west, same quest for me and for you. And all the funny Hebrew is confusing, but hey, another history that got me where I'm at today. I'm here to stay, no one could ever knock us out, keep trying. We be iron like a lion in Zion, come on!
I grew up in a Jewish home. We celebrate Passover and Rosh Hashanah.
Pesach, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
For me, Judaism was the way to pass all the traditions on from one generation to another.
Is a connection, and most of all, express our values together as a people.
It's about being related with my past.
Community, tradition, and family union. The first word I learned in Hebrew is Shabbat. אנחנו
סליחה, שלום,
Bakbuk.
מואפסה.
Boker Tov.
Now each one of us is a dot on the chosen people thing, connected by a white and blue string. Individual lights combined to one big menorah, letting the whole world be enlightened by its aura. With life-changing inventions like the flash drive, without text messaging, would we survive? Always taking care of the peers out of the boundaries, like Taglit, who brought you from your country. Cause we make the world a better place as a habit, courtesy of the shield of David. Different, diversified, united, all of the above. One nation, one story, one love.
Taglit is also the opportunity for me to see where my roots are for the first time in my life.
To get to know my identity and my family history.
I decided to come here to kind of reconnect with Judaism.
To visit a country that has a lot of meaning for me.
Know my past and my roots.
Get the opportunity now, create the connections.
Don't forget your history, don't forget where you're from.
Get to know the real Israel, the culture, the food, the region, the conflicts, everything.
You should definitely go to Taglit. Really, it's a very cool experience.
Now that was their story, you keep living yours. Eyes up, rise up, we all have our wars. Mistakes, learn from it. Obstacles, step on it. Inhale every moment on the way and every step own it. Be proud of your Jewish and personal identity. Statistically, chances are that you're a pinnacle entity. Cause our team has the best players, no mistake. Einstein to Zuckerberg to Drake. Religious or secular, you know you're spectacular when your nation has a story that's so irregular. 40 years walk from Egypt to here, that's kinda slow, but we made it, and now you're here, so let's go! Yeah! Taglit, let me hear you make some noise up in this place! Yeah! Hashtag CanDog. Have fun. You go, boy.
Give it up for Ken Dog.
Go!
Now, before we go any further, I want you all to pay very close attention to the screen.
I'm not your toy, not your toy. You stupid boy, stupid boy. I'll take you down, I'll make you watch where dancing with my dogs on the motherfucker beat.
Oh, Shayna!
Hey. Woo! Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to my dear friend, dancer, choreographer, and funny face maker, Shayna Heidi! What's going on?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Did you say your father lives in New York or something?
He does. He
your-
lives in Manhattan,
And your mother's from New Jersey?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Oh.
Sorry. Didn't mean to offend any
Long
New Yorkers or New Jerseyers. Anyway, so you, for those of you who live on a different planet, you were there when Netta Barzilai won the
was.
Eurovision Song Contest last year.
Crazy.
Crazy. She is, wow. So, I don't know if you understand, but when you win the Eurovision, the country that wins hosts the contest the following year, which means that the Eurovision is going to be here in May in Tel Aviv in a couple months, and it's going to be
Come
insane.
back and watch us.
So thank you for helping bring that back home. Now, Shayna and I have a little wager. She thinks she can teach all of you to dance
I'm
right
sure I
here, right now. And I have absolutely
I'm
complete
sure I
faith that you are
can.
going to fail miserably.
He doesn't
They
think
can't
you
dance.
can. Do you
They
guys
got-
think you can learn to dance?
No.
That's kind of like
It's total,
I can't hear them.
babble. Too many
Can
countries.
you guys
Too
learn
many
to
countries.
dance?
All right, you know what?
I mean, let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
Everyone stand
We want
up.
everyone to get up
Stand
on your
stand
feet.
up.
Come on, Taglit-Birthright. Get up on your feet. Are
Let's
we gonna
go.
do this? All right, Shayna, I'm gonna follow you.
Okay.
All right, here we
I'm
go.
gonna bring out my.
Hey, you have a crew? That's not fair. You didn't tell me you got dancers.
Bringing them. Okay, so
All
we're
right.
gonna start with our left arm.
Left arm.
Okay, we're punching it. We're going
One.
1, 2, 3, 4, then up in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4. We take our fingers out
Fingers
and then
out.
we go crazy, crazy, with funny faces though. crazy, crazy. We do that again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Up in the air, 2, 3, 4. Crazy, 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 crazy. Second part. You guys ready?
2 parts?
Yes, second part.
right.
Turn to each other. We go. What's happening? What's happening? We bring out our arm. We go. Makara.
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 What happened?
Makara.
What's happening?
We turn to each other. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Party. 1, 2, 3, 4. Party. 1, 2, 3, 4. Party. 1, 2, 3, 4. Party.
There's no
When I say
way.
party, what do you guys need to do? I can't hear you. Okay, so when I say party, you guys will have to remember that.
There's no way they're going to remember any of this.
Are you guys gonna
They're
remember
going to
it?
fail miserably.
No,
All right,
you
you're
guys
all
are
going to be
gonna get
tested in just a few seconds. But since you're all standing, and before we get to our dance, I want to take a second to recognize all of the amazing places that you are all here from tonight, together here under one roof. And in order to do that, I need to say hello to our incredible musical director for the evening, the wonderful Shuli Cohen. Hi, Shuli, how are you? You are fabulous. And this young man here, this is Dan. אתה מוכן אחי? הכל מחובר?
You guys ready?
יאללה גילי, give me a beat, give me a beat, come on! Taglit-Birthright Israel 2019, get up on your feet, hey, hey, hey! We want everyone up on their feet.
Let's go!
We want to say guten Abend to Germany!
Germany, where you at?
Hola to all of our amigos from Mexico! Hola Mexico! Bonsoir to all our mes amis from France!
France, where you at?
Mucho gusto! Argentina! Hey! How's it going, eh? Good evening to the United Kingdom.
Where you guys at? We see you.
My goodness. Shayna, who are we missing? There's that one place, that one country. Oh yeah. What's up to the U.S.?
Let's go.
All right. And now I want everyone to get up on their feet and say a big, big thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts to the thousands of brave men and women that defend this country day after day and night after night. I am, of course, talking about all of our soldiers, החיילים שלנו, our soldiers from the IDF, Tov and Shalom, to Yisrael. Hey! 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 All right, Shayna.
You guys ready?
I don't think they can do it.
We're gonna dance together now.
I don't think they can do it.
They're gonna be okay.
All right, you guys,
Let's do it.
are you ready? Are you ready? All right, here we go.
Everyone stand up.
Mr. DJ, give me a beat, give me a beat, give me a beat. Left hand,
Left hand out with me. Let's go.
here we go.
And 1, 2. In the air. And 3. And 1. In the air.
You're doing it, Shayna.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Let's go. In the air. Crazy. Air. Crazy. Second part. Turn to each other. Everyone. Makara. Party. Let's go. Party. Yeah. Let's go. Woo.
Thank you to Shana
Guys
Heidi
are amazing.
and the whole
Thank
Yerushalayim
you.
dancers. And since you're all standing and dancing, I think we should start singing as well.
Here we go.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
לאחרי לכלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא היה והוא יהיה בתפארה.
Are you ready, everyone? Come on!
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא יהיה בתפארה.
Come on, get up on your feet, everybody! We want to see you dancing!
Not your toy, stupid boy, stupid boy. I'll make you down, I'll make you watch me dancing with my girls on the maka beat. Not your toy, not your toy, stupid boy, stupid boy. אנחנו מאמינים למאמין,
Taglit-Birthright Israel!
מאמין
We
להישאר.
want everyone to get up on their feet! We want you all to sing!
בשמיים אנחנו מאמינים למאמינים ואין לנו אמין להישאר אלא על אבינו שבשמיים
ליבי אליך בתפילה ליבי אליך בקריאה
Come on, Taglit-Birthright Israel! We want everyone up on their feet. That includes everyone sitting up on the balcony. Come on, Birthright. Let's bring in that new year.
אני מאמין באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח אני מאמין
אני מאמין,
Let's go.
אני מאמין
Come on.
באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח
אני מאמין משיח
אוי 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 אוי
Come on.
משיח אוי 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 תל אביב כמה הכל יפה לא סתם אומרים יחס רק לבבלו היום חוגגים כמו מאמצע הפרק אצלנו אומרים שבסדר ואצלנו אומרים שטודו בו היי טודו בו היי טודו בו הכל בסדר טודו בו on the floor. Get down, get down, get down. Everybody get down. Are you ready? One, two, three, jump! שמחה, כי כולנו משפחה, ונרקוד בטירוף, כי הגיע הזמן לעוף. ועכשיו רק שמחה, משקיעה ומזריחה, השתגענו בודים, אם שותים ונותנים. עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל, עם ישראל, 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 עם ישראל חי.
And thank you to our ensemble, Adunya, Dikla, Giran, and Hananel. We'll be seeing them in just a little bit. You know what? Since I have the microphone in my hand, and I'm kind of running the show, I'm going to come down here and get to know you guys a little bit. You know, I want to take, hold on. You guys, I want to introduce you to Yahweh. Where's our camera? Right here? I also, before we said thank you to our Chayalim, I also want to say thank you to all of our security and our emergency responders, our police, our fire, our ambulance, for all of their service. תודה רבה לכל המשטרה, משטרת ישראל, שומרים שלנו, תודה רבה לכם. All right, wanted to make sure I said that. All right, my man, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Aaron, I'm from Long Island.
This is Aaron, he's from Long Island. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Where in Long Island? North Shore, South Shore?
North Shore.
North Shore. All right. Or like Great Neck, like that?
Smithtown.
Smithtown. Smithtown. Notice how Smithtown has an H in it, but when Aaron says Smithtown, there's no H. It's Smithtown. It's not Smithtown, it's Smithtown.
Smithtown.
So, I have a question for you. Are you having like just the most unbelievable time on your birthright?
Oh, the best time of my life.
I just want you to look in that camera and just express how amazing this is for you.
It's great just being around a ton of Jewish people. Not a lot of Jewish people in my community, so this is awesome.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're having it. Welcome home, brother. Welcome home. All right, I'm moving on. Excuse me. Big pink balloon in my way. How are you, my friend? Get up, get up, get up. What's your name? Where are you from?
Argentina. Vamos, Argentina, carajo.
Argentina, Argentina. Wait, what is your name? What's your name?
Octavio.
Octavio. Octavio, I want you to tell me in your own language how awesome Taglit is right now. How much fun you're having here right now in Yerushalayim.
My English is very bad.
All right, did you understand what I said? Tell him what. No. Get back up here, Octavio. Come here, my brother. Welcome to the United Nations of Taglit-Birthright Israel. Okay, you tell him what I said. Tell him I want him to say in Spanish, right? Spanish, yes. I want him to say in Spanish how he feels about being here with all these people here in Yerushalayim.
Una locura, loco. Aguanta Argentina. Vamos.
Roughly translates into he loves being in Israel and he's so happy being in his Taglit-Birthright Israel experience. Hi, how are you?
Sit down.